Hello, good afternoon. Welcome from hot United Kingdom, where there is summer sometimes, and it's extremely hot. So welcome, warm welcome to you then, just because it's warm if I want it or not. Prefer a little bit colder, but it is very warm. And let me open a chat preview on my phone so I can see it in case I will need it. Cooperate phone. Even my phone is struggling, overheating, cannot charge. Too hot. They know for your standard may not be so hot as today temperature is hitting 30 degrees Celsius, so it's not crazy hot for global standards, but for the United Kingdom, weather maps are showing dark brown red, so it's scorching hot. We are all gonna perish in scorching hot. So it's hot for United Kingdom standards for sure. Very hot. And tomorrow will be the same most likely. So it will be tough with the ship squash day, but I'm doing it nevertheless. I will just consume lots of ice cubes during the live stream. That's the plan. And welcome in the chat. Thank Michael Yoss, Spiteful Angel, Adefion Jack, Torpedo Vegas, Visric, Anyway, Melipede, RHPS, Tracy McKenna, Alray, Relaps, Andras Sonert, Miggy, Colby Prater, Steven Hedson, and Potty Chap. Welcome. Welcome. Nice to see you all in here. I hope your day is going good. And anyway, saying that it's exactly the same in Texas, 30 Celsius. Oh, it's normal in Texas. Okay, I didn't read the entire message. Yeah, we don't have air conditioners here. The main reason for that, the amount of days when there is around 30 Celsius in United Kingdom, it's like 10 to 20 days in a year on a good year. Sometimes it may be never. So that's why there is no AC in houses. But in the car, yeah, cars have AC because sun heats up cars much faster even if it's cold outside. And the Defiant Jack is confirming very hot in Wales, United Kingdom. The Defiant Jack is having a very cold beer. Good for you, Defiant Jack. I will need to consider that option for later today. It may be worth considering. I can stream from my car. No, that's not gonna be brilliant. I don't think that's gonna be the best. Even though I do have laptop, so that would be possible. But quality of the stream with car noise and so on, probably not the best. Probably not the best for the ship squatch day. Let me check real quick before we go any further if there was any official announcement on follow.com, or are they still working on possible hotfix and saying nothing? They are saying nothing. How is your fishing going, by the way? Did you get those elusive local legends? I think those are tough, aren't they? Max out rod required, so I did get them, but obviously I spent lots of hours the first week update dropped, so I did fish and fish and fish until I fished them all. Oregon, USA was close to 90 Fahrenheit last week. Okay, so that's around close to 40 Celsius. Do I have it right? Who is able to operate with both Fahrenheit and Celsius? Is 90 Fahrenheit around 40 Celsius? Oh, we spent a good few days, Miggy, looking for secrets underwater in the Maya, and there nothing. Okay. Yeah, there's not much underwater. And if you really want to search underwater, the best option is if you are on a PC, as you can do quick modification in any file, and when you dive, the water is nice and clean. So that you can see, unlike the blurry water that we normally have when you dive. Oh, Robert managed to get all the legendary fish. Good job. And Mike, oh, Mike, you got 1 day after I got mine. Nice. Vistrik 103 Legends. So I'm doing good too. Oh, 40 Celsius is 105 Fahrenheit. Okay, so I was off. So I was off with that. What, Spiteful Angel? You catch more fish in real life than in Fallout 76? Are you a fisherman? I'm pretty sure you said you are a teacher. Unless you are teaching how to catch a fish, then that all makes sense. Yeah, it's easy to hook the legendary, but keeping them, that's a tough part, yes. They will mostly get away unless your fishing rod is maxed out, you are well rested, I mean in real life, so you can focus and have the best of your reflexes available. That's the only option. Okay, before any more talking, let me open Discord and answer your questions. There are some waiting. Let's head in there. Discord Ask the Turtle section. No, I don't want to go to the shop. Stop it, Discord. I want to open Ask the Turtle section. And yes, I think new videos bought on Discord broke up. We'll try to just post them manually when I'll be uploading something. All right. I have the questions. Let me switch this camera to this one. First one. I'm a returning player, and this new scoreboard somewhat confuses me. I don't have Fallout first, but last season I was locked out from being able to purchase anything after page 4. Could you explain why pages on the scoreboard might be locked? Thank you for all your work. When I last played, the board looked like board games. Yeah, so that changed. Therefore, if you are locked out, it means that your rank is too low. You need to do challenges and farm score more. To unlock pages, you need to increase your overall rank. The last page unlocks when you are rank 150, so more than previously. And to unlock last page, you need to claim a lot of rewards. It does say it on the new board, but yeah, it's worse than it was overall, I think. The board game was cooler, wasn't it? They could have just built upon the board game. They could add more options to it, not just completely replace it. I think board game was better. Rennie, seen a video where Glass Gaming trying to get Turtle in trouble. I think I heard this story. Some people got nothing better to do but complain about others. Yeah, someone told me about this video that she basically spliced out of context fragments from my video mixed in with videos of real exploiters and cheaters like looting hundreds of thousands of items at once. So yeah, that's what people can do. I don't know why, but yeah, I don't plan to do anything about it. Whoever know me, they know me. If they will lie to someone, that's internet. People lie there. Big Marshall, could you please do an updated Ghoul commando build, please? With all the new limb damage? Yes, Ghoul is coming soon. Ghoul is coming soon. For now, I'm done with human builds and I will be working on Ghoul builds. Katie, do you think Bethesda will raise the caps limit to 50,000 or maybe 70? For me, I would like at least 1 million. I want to be caps millionaire, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. And what do you think? They will give us another legendary perk card slot to add our perk slots inventory? No idea. Probably not, but we'll see. They said something big is coming at the end of this year. So with the season 2 of Fallout TV show, the big update. According to the lead developer, the biggest yet. We'll verify, of course, because 16 times the details. But maybe it's true. If it's really the biggest update yet, so far the biggest we received was Wastelanders update. First time NPCs have been introduced. If they gonna beat it and make it bigger update, like that was That would be very welcome. I cannot say no. Any update would be welcome, but the biggest? Give me that. Next, hey Angry Turtle, will you collab with Mr. Westek and do a 1v1? What is 1v1 and for what purpose? I'm not sure if I got your idea, like PvP. You should know, if we're talking about PvP, it's absolutely broken in Fallout 76. You cannot really do competitive PvP. It's more about who has more stim packs or who's cheating better. As a lot of PvPers, I'm not saying all of them, to be clear, but there is a big group of PvPers that cheat by doing exploit called armor stacking. So they're wearing multiple armor sets. Therefore, the PvP is kind of broken. The balance is off the whack and everything. I would not like to do PvP, and I don't know what else we could do. Like, each of us gather a full team, and who will run the raid faster? That would make sense. That would make sense, for example. Hey Angry Turtle, does VATS in power armor using blood sacrifice drain the fusion core? Unfortunately, answer is yes, it does. Thanks and keep up your great work. If it wouldn't, that would be quite valid use case for this blood sacrifice, but yes, it does drain fusion core. Big Dolly, hello Turtle, hope you are well. I have recently started playing Fallout 76 again after a break and am trying to learn how to craft legendary mods for my armor and weapons. I have scripted hundreds and hundreds legendary armor and weapon, but have never learned maybe dozen or less legendary mod recipes total. Any tips or tricks on learning desired armor and weapon legendary effects, or is it just going to be sustained grind of luck? It's sustained grind of luck. You can do, when there is a Merma sale, buy lots of items from Merma and then scrap them, and you can as well get the fish bits and try to scrap more. If you can run the raid, as that's dropping lots of legendary. Vex. The drop chance is just exceedingly low. That's true, it's around 1%. And the chance to get the crafting recipe is even lower. The best way to get specific mods is to get the crafting recipe for a weapon with those mods. For example, the Unstoppable Manstaff or Blooded. This is correct. You also do gain more legendary scripts than you spent on it. The only issue is the amount of normal resources put into it. That's true. So crafting named legendary items, especially 4 stars. Like, it's better if you have access to the raid, in the sense that you have team that will carry you through the raid, or you can actually contribute and gather the team and do the raid together. Unlock those recipes for 4-star legendaries and scrap those, as crafting 4-star legendary named weapon costs the same as 3-star. So you can learn more and faster if you craft the 4 stars. KT, does the new buffed VATS AP reduction stack with scanners, and if so, does that reduce the effect of number cruncher? It does stack with scanners. The AP cost reduction, the 3-star legendary, does reduce the effect of number cruncher. The scanners does not, as scanners is like a rebate for overall cost, so it doesn't change weapon cost, but it lets you spend less AP. So scanners do not affect number cruncher, and it does stack with that for the purposes of reducing the AP cost, but it's not added to this effect is different than scanners. For example, your weapon AP cost would be 10, then you add AP reduction, it's 7, and then you add scanners, let's say full set 25%, it will not count from 10, it will count from 7. So it will get it down to 6, 5, 6, something like that. Turtle, what is your recommendation mods for Quad Dragon? Quad, you already said. Limb damage, weightless, and pinpointer is cool, or bullies, there are options. Although recently I'm using more black powder rifle. The reason for that I explained in the video I made about it. It's the best VATS sniper and actually the same limb damage. I didn't notice it at first, but from last patch, black powder rifle and the dragon has the same limb damage bonus. What would be the absolute best legendary mods for following bosses like Air for the black powder rifle? Like right now I'm trying out 2. Quad limb swift pin and quad explosive 50 polished. So the best for bosses, it will not be that. explosive will cause the weapon to break faster as well. It does stack with durability and polish, which is good, but generally for bosses you would not need limb damage. You would go for either faster fire rate or crit damage. So quad, let's say crit damage, swift, pinpointers would be probably best for most bosses when everything is included, as pinpointers is multiplicative. If you are already going for full damage, polished will be a tiny bit weaker, taking criticals as well into consideration, but not much. It can be even a wash. You would need to compare, but polished pinpointer is about as efficient as long as there is a weak spot on the boss. So I would go quad crit damage, swift pinpointers. If only damage, of course, is what you care about. Anybody know what the effect for the icebreaker is when you hold it? The text in the effect tab is way too small. It's freezing effect. It's this freezing effect. It's small text. Yeah, the bot broke. Turtle, could you do a video on handmade versus fixa versus assault rifle? I could. I'm predicting assault rifle is the best. The best numbers. Any news on when the public test server for the next season will open? No info yet. When does it happen usually? Usually a month after update drops. So a month. So this update dropped early June. So I'm expecting public test server to open early July. But it's not always like that. Sometimes it's like week 2 after the update already public test server opens. Sometimes it can be up to 2 months before public test server opens. Usually it's about 4 weeks after update. At least a couple of questions. I ran a VATS grid build. What's your opinion on polished, pinpointer, and bullies? When and why to use them? Also, how about mods for Enclave Plasma? Has that changed? Enclave Plasma, calibrated capacitor. Calibrated currently is not good because VATS critical have an issue and quite often do not trigger. I'm using Prime, Enclave Plasma Flamer, and calibrated on EPR, and I don't really like running mixed ammo, but parts are hard to come by, so I'm not sure if I want to change. So yeah, it's tough. Like if you already have calibrated capacitor, it's so good and expensive one, so switching it to Prime is one-way journey, and if Bethesda fixes criticals, you will need another calibrated. So at this moment it's Prime, but it may return, like calibrated capacitor may return if criticals will get fixed. About the best prefix for damage, it's bullies, assuming enemy has limbs. So exception will be Guardian, as Guardian only has 1 limb and the torso, so 2 limbs total. So bullies is bad for Guardian. For any other enemy, bullies is the biggest bonus. It's not multiplicative, but for most enemies goes to 125, 150% when enemy fully crippled. Pinpointers is 20% multiplicative, but it's rare to go. Like pinpointers is equivalent to like 80% additive bonus if you fully max out on all the perks. Therefore, bullies usually will outperform, and bullies doesn't require hitting the weak spot, although you do want it. The problem, bullies only starts working after you fully cripple the target. So yeah, choices. There is no one weapon to rule them all. Outside of course, it is Enclave Plasma, but in the sense of legendary effects and combos, they well balance at this moment, I need to say. Therefore, depend on situation, different one will perform better. I can see as well under my video about Furious versus Blooded, a lot of comments, rightfully so, pointing out that for daily driving, the Blooded will perform better as you don't need to add all the onslaught perks, so you can use different perks under agility, as well as there is no ramp-up period for the damage, which is all true. I just wanted to answer the ultimate question that was going on in the comments, what is the best for damage overall, and I don't know if I wrongly assumed that people meant the best damage on tough enemies, not on the trash mobs, and on the trash mobs, in my opinion, every weapon does well if you have a good build, so you don't need the best prefix for trash mobs. The decent prefix is more than good enough. Mr. Turtle, please do an updated Ghoul Commando build. I will. No worries. Or can we still use your last build video? I need to update it. Need to be updated. A lot of changes. And I will. Next week I'm starting Ghoul build videos. I'm trying. Like this heat, I'm not gonna lie, this heat wave slows me down. I think slower now. I'm overheating, and when I try to think hard, my brain is smoking. Next, what's up with the videos not updating? Oh, the bot is broken. The videos are not showing in Discord. Thanks for all the content, very helpful, especially anti-armor rule of thumb. Oh, you're welcome. Is there a best use case for the Hellcat power armor when the ballistic resistance make a significant difference? Hellcat power armor, yeah, all enemies that hit you with melee use ballistic attacks, so Hellcat would be great against them. That includes Scourge Beast, Wing Swing, that includes Mr. Air Kick, that includes Snake Bite, and so on. So there is a lot of ballistic damage. There is more than just regular bullets, of course, regular bullets included. Therefore, Hellcat helps a lot. This damage reduction does help. Is it essential? No, it's not essential. It's around, what is it, around 12% or 15? I don't remember exactly. I think it's 12%. So it's visible reduction, but it's not something that you cannot live without. Next, Angry Panda. Hi, AT. Between limit breaking, scanners, rejuvenators, and using conductors less crit cost third star, what is the best? Again, depends what you are exactly doing. For me personally, it's what you didn't list. So I would go for a limit breaking 2 pieces. That's my favorite. I already said that a couple times in videos, but I repeat. Limit breaking 2 pieces, 3 pieces Aegis. That's my favorite for power armor. 2 limit breaking, 3 Aegis. That's absolute beast combo. My loadout is Crit Savvy, Action Boy, and so on. I got first Quencha. I do not have Packing Light. My armor, Vulcan, Luck, Limit Breaking, Scanner, Rejuvenators. I'm not sure if one-piece Rejuvenators I would go for. From my experience, you either go for a full set of Rejuvenators or you don't use Rejuvenators. It's very powerful when you have full set and barely noticeable when there is one piece. Scanner, if you have problem with maintaining AP, Scanner is good. I don't usually have problems with maintaining AP. Plus, 3 pieces of limit breaking sounds like you have one too many. Unless for whatever reason your luck somehow is still low with 5 pieces of luck on the second star, that's 10 luck. You should be good with 2 limit breaking, unless you really need 3, but I'm good with 2. Goal is to achieve unlimited action points, so if goal is to achieve unlimited action points, 2 limit breaking, 3 scanners. If it's not achievable anymore, then I will abandon this idea. It is achievable if you have conductors on the weapon. Conductors will have less action points on the weapon, conductors, and then 3 pieces of scanners with 2 limit breaking. You should be able to achieve unlimited VATs with multiple weapons. Action Boy doesn't help in terms... Yeah, that's correct. That's outside of VATs only. Hello. Did you know that per Gunslinger Master to gain Onslaught stack over time doesn't work for Ghoul character when become feral, at least for melee weapons? I didn't check range ones. It's... Okay, that's interesting. You mean it doesn't reverse Onslaught at all? It never was giving stacks. I was preparing for Ship Squatch Day and creating a melee build dedicated for Pitchfork and got nice 10 stacks to boost damage. When I became feral, it was gone. Maybe I experienced some kind of a bug? No, it never worked. Like this extra 10 stack never works with melee. It will show like it is if you switch from the range weapon to melee, but then it will disappear and do not regenerate. So it was never working. Only the reverse part of this card works with melee. I don't really think Onslaught is needed for Feral Ghoul. That's true. Feral damage boost is so great combined with other perks, so you can kill anything in seconds. It's true, like food And feral, what is foot and feral is 350% bonus to melee damage. That I would say that's substantial. Responded in chat. Gunslinger Master works fine. Yeah, that doesn't add any extra stacks. It never did. Back to you in the chat. So that was Ask the Turtle section. Coming back to the chat. There was no official announcements, by the way, on the Bethesda Discord, so we don't need to head in there. Okay, what is chat discussing about? Yeah, I think about the scoreboard, the change happened not very long after Microsoft took over, and I think they hired someone from other company that was responsible for monetization there, then hired him for the Bethesda to give them more revenue from Bethesda game. That was basically what happened behind the scene. They went for better monetization, more money, and unfortunately it's happening everywhere. If it matched last season, PTS would open today. Yeah, but it didn't, and I don't think public test server will open just yet because they need to push a hotfix most likely. They did a server-side hotfix. I don't know if that's sufficient. We'll see. I do still expect actual patch in form like of the pushed patch hotfix with server maintenance. Any advice on making the cryolator viable? You can use it as a short range flamer. It's quite valuable. If you want a high range, it was good in the past. Now it's average. You can make it valuable if the word you use is valuable and not powerful. Then yeah, absolutely you can do that. Especially that there is a cryo boosting perk under intelligence now, so you can squeeze out some solid damage out of it with onslaught mechanic and so on. Unfortunately, crippling one you cannot really use. I don't think cryo can really cripple. Oh, the new goat leg perks is awesome. Doesn't work in power armor, unfortunately. For canceling power landing, I was trying, it doesn't do anything. But outside of power armor, one perk, goat legs, and you can fall from the sky and continue running without any stop. Limit breaking and EGs, I said, not bagels. EGs. Your favorite is universal build? I will be making kind of this style. I have really cool idea about making a hoarder build. So a hoarder build that will prioritize ability to hoard stuff with lazy. It would do a lazy hoarder when lazy would be like a secondary. So hoarder will be primary, lazy will be secondary. So therefore, if I would need to compromise my hoarding ability, but by making the build easier to use, I will not. I will prioritize hoarding ability and make it as easy to use as possible. So that's the plan for the build. I will be making it on the ghoul, although I'm pretty sure it will work the same on humans. There is not so much specific. I don't think there is any specific carry weight stuff for ghouls, so the difference will be insignificant. Cryolator and Radium Rifle need some love. Yeah, that's true. The Cryolator just need a snowball effect back. I don't understand why they took away the snowball effect. It wasn't super overpowered like broken. It was good. It was making Cryolator very powerful with proper build. But it wasn't stronger than Auto Axe or Enclave or anything like that, or Gatling Plasma. It was never stronger than those. It was just close. Yeah, it took me a while to learn through hikers, through scrapping myself, but eventually I did. So I'm very happy I do have it. Next feature tutorial. That depends if there will be some new features in the game accidentally added. Yeah, Action Boy really doesn't work in VATS. And in regular AP regeneration doesn't work when you are inside VATS already. Like Action Boy doesn't work, uh, Tea doesn't work, Company Tea doesn't work. Only stuff like coffee that gives you a boost for 25 seconds, this stuff work when you are inside VATS. And rejuvenators do work. You would like a hoarding build? Okay, I'm happy because that's one of my favorite builds, and that's what I'll be updating. Great build for your mule. You're welcome. How do you have so much carry weight? I was explaining that a little bit in my melee build video. I forgot to put it on the thumbnail. Honestly, I should put my carry weight on the thumbnail for melee build. Melee build is almost 1k carry weight. One more day to find a pitchfork. I have some spare for people that will not be able to find one. Does cryo boosters have effect on icebreaker? Yes, it does. Boosting cryo boosts damage of icebreaker, the cryo part of the damage. It is affected and boosted if you do that. That is absolutely correct. What's time at tomorrow's stream? As usually, I already announced it, so you can see it. Uh, you can see it on my channel. It's already scheduled for people that don't want to miss it. I announced it yesterday. Pitchforks for Ship Squatch Day to have fun. Dress as a Ship Squatch, the plush Ship Squatch, run around with flaming pitchforks. Makes for cool pictures and lots of fun. It changes the difficulty of the game quite significantly, especially when there is like a Scotchbeast fight and all we can do is angry wave the pitchforks. No weapons allowed. You bought so many 1 star to learn the Stalkers. Yeah, Stalkers is surprisingly good now. It's 100% damage whenever you cloaked. And cloaked is different from stealth, like you don't need to be hidden to get the damage, just cloaked. Therefore, chameleon armor, whenever you crouch, you are cloaked, and therefore stalkers work. The same with nocturnal, which makes those effects really good. All right. Do we have any more questions? As there is no new articles, nothing in particular was happening this week. So not so much to discuss. I'm still waiting for more news and possible announcement. What's the big update? The end of the year. I don't know when they plan to disclose it. Maybe on QuakeCon day. Where is the QuakeCon? QuakeCon 2025. Where is it? August 7th till 10th. Maybe on the QuakeCon they will say something, as they didn't on the Microsoft event. So maybe QuakeCon. There is some kind of info. Oh, the ticket packages. No, I don't want tickets. I wanted to see what is scheduled for QuakeCon, but they can only buy tickets for now. I don't want tickets. It's too far. But by the way, the tickets depend what type for entire QuakeCon, from 125 to $400. That's not cheap. The more expensive one, you can win something. Okay, I don't need tickets. I wanted to see what it's scheduled there. Any fishing advice? I don't have any new fishing advice. Everything I shared in my guides. Valky saying, don't hold your breath. I hope they will say something. Like they said nothing on the Microsoft event. They just talk about fishing all this time. All right, so that will be everything for the for the Turtlecast, and I will be heading for the member hangout just to do my dailies. It will not be very long member hangout as it's too hot. I need to do one test as well with mutation. Maybe I do it on the member hangout. Need to figure it out. And everyone else hopefully will see each other tomorrow to run around with flaming pitchforks and stab every foe in Appalachia with those pitchforks. Stabby, stabby pitchforks tomorrow. Doesn't matter if you fish in real nuke zone or nuke weather station, the same effect. And that being said, thank you a lot for being here. And see you on the member hangout or tomorrow on the Ship Squatch Day. Bye, Turtle out. Take care. Bye.